Did you know there's over 1,200 farms within the city of Ottawa? I'm here today at the Orleans Farmers Market and I'm grabbing some great fresh produce. It's one of my favorite spots to visit all summer long. I'm going to go and make a great salad with it now. So I just got back from the Ottawa Farmers Market in Orleans and their things there were so fresh and amazing. I picked up these great zucchini and onions, but I think I could have just about bought the whole place out. Some of the farmers told me that the produce had just been picked this morning, so it's that fresh. So now I'm going to assemble this great easy summer salad that's just popping with flavor. So the first thing I'm going to do is make the vinaigrette so the flavors in it have a little bit of time to blend while we get the vegetables ready for the salad. So I'm going to chop up the white part of one of my green onions, and I'll save the green part later because I might throw that on the grill. I might make a pesto out of it. There's all kinds of things you can do. And you want about a tablespoon of finely chopped onion. You could also use chives if you prefer, or a big bulb of sweet onion. It's really whatever you like. But you want something that's got a little bit of a bite in the dressing because everything else is pretty mellow, including the zucchini, which has kind of a sweetness to it. So that looks like I've probably got about a tablespoon there. So I'm just going to put that in my jar. And I like to make my vinaigrettes in a little jar because they're just so easy to shake. Instead of having to try and whisk and blend and get it to emulsify, it's super easy in a jar. Next up, I'm going to add some salt and pepper, the basis of pretty much every vinaigrette. There we go. And you really want enough salt to balance out the acid. If you're making a dressing and it seems too vinegary or lemony, the solution isn't sugar, it's actually to put in more salt, and that'll balance it out. Dijon mustard, because I like the flavor, and again, that's giving it a bit of a kick. And it also helps the oil and the acid, in this case lemon juice, to emulsify. And next I'll put in the lemon juice. And I'm gonna give that a shake before I add the oil because the salt won't dissolve in oil, but it will in lemon. There we go, it's that easy, just a nice quick shake. And then I'm gonna add my 3 tablespoons. It's about a 2-to-1 ratio, so 3 tablespoons of olive oil, 1.5 tablespoons of lemon, and 1/2 teaspoon of Dijon. And one more quick shake. That's it, our dressing is ready, so we'll just set that aside. Get all these things out of the way. So next up, we're gonna spiralize our zucchini, and those long noodles that you see that look so pretty. If you don't have a spiralizer, you can just chop it slice it very thinly. That works out really well. But the spiralizers are really fun to work with and not very expensive. There's this pencil sharpener kind, and I'm just gonna nip the end off the zucchini, and you literally just grind it like you were sharpening a pencil the old school way, and out come your zucchini noodles just like that. So it's pretty easy. Then the other fun kind are these hand-cranked ones, and they're also not very expensive. You can get them at local kitchen shops, and of course, they're available online as well. So you just put your zucchini in and attach it. Let's move my things out of the way here. It's even got rubber feet that clamp onto the counter so it doesn't wiggle around. And then you start turning, and before you know it, you've got oodles of zoodles. That's what people call these zucchini noodles. They call them zoodles. So there's my oodles of zoodles coming out. And what I like about this is that it cuts them in the process so you don't end up with too many long ones. You get some long and some short, but look how fun that is. Just really, really nice. People who don't like cooked zucchini may find that this salad is really appealing to them because the flavor is so fresh and bright and crunchy. And I always think this looks like an elephant, the core that gets left behind in the middle when the zucchini gets held on the device. It's pretty funny. We'll just snap that off. And now I'm going to do some yellow just for contrast. Same process. Put it on the spindle and turn the handle. You don't have to use the 2 colors, but like I said, it's just nice for it to have some visual contrast. You could use a carrot instead of the yellow zucchini, or you could use all carrots. A mix of colored heirloom carrots could also be really fun. It's kind of a free-form salad. There we go. That's about enough for 2 people. So I'll pull this back into the middle here. So now what I'm going to do is give it a little toss, and I'm going to put some fresh thyme leaves on here. And I didn't put them in the dressing because I want them to stay really, really fresh and bright. So all you have to do is kind of unzip them working against the grain from the top to the bottom of the stem, and the leaves just come off in your hands. I'll do that again. So the thicker the stem, the easier it is. So I'm unzipping, and then there are the individual leaves to toss in there. I really like thyme, so I'll use a fair bit of it, but you can decide how much you like. If you prefer basil or rosemary, those would be great too, even parsley, whatever you have on hand. And I think just one more. So unzip, and then in it goes. All right, now we'll give our dressing one more shake. And whenever I'm applying vinaigrette to a salad, I don't put it all on at once. Depending on the vegetables, it may soak up a lot or a little. What you don't want to have is a puddle in the bottom of your bowl. So I'm drizzling just a little. You want to make sure you get some of the onions. And I think I will need a bit more, but I'll toss it first to be sure. And you want to just look at your zucchini spirals and see that they're nicely coated. These ones are so excited, they're jumping out of the bowl. And I don't really have a puddle in the bottom, so I'm going to add just a little bit more dressing. Leftover vinaigrette will keep in the fridge for at least a week, so don't worry if you don't use it all. And one more little toss. And then I like my salads, especially when they're soft like this one in terms of texture, to have a little bit of crunch. So you could add chopped nuts if you like, but my favorite topping is puffed wild rice. And this is from Saskatchewan, so a great Canadian ingredient. Just put it in a saucepan with a tiny bit of oil, like less than a half a teaspoon, over medium-high heat, and the wild rice will start to pop and puff, and it's just super crunchy and delicious. And there we go. There's our quick, easy, fresh, delicious summer salad.